What's good? I was checking out Camp Life with the Boxing Voice and Nestor. Shout out to him one time for the one time. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow back with the Boxing Clinic. And Keith Thurman said something interesting on that interview they did, and I'll link it to the description. If I forget, just comment and I'll put the link in there. That's over at the Boxing Voice. And Keith Thurman said he was when he lost in the amateurs, he was happy with being number 2. He said, we gunning for number 1, but being number 2, I have a boxing career. Just being number 2, that's all I wanted in boxing, is to have the career. And, number 2 enables me to do that. And, he being honest. And I'm one of the guys that, I want to be the best. Number 2 ain't an option, really. If it happens, it happens. But I still always want to scratch claws, try to be the best. And, he is from a different cloth. A lot of people believe everybody wants to be number 1. And I think it was Andre Agassi, American tennis player, said I never loved tennis, said I didn't like it, but I was good at it. And I guess his father forced him to be a tennis player, but he never wanted to be the best. I heard Chrissy Banks Jr. tell Roy Jones, I think he was sitting down with Roy Jones, say I was just happy to be amongst one of the best. Emax Senior, excuse me, I was happy to be amongst you in the same conversation. He said I was fine with just that. And it seems like Keith is complacent, with just being number 2. Even though he's number 1 right now, he said I love being number 1, I love to keep it. But he said when I lost in the amateur, I lost my last amateur fight, he said, you know what? If I'm just number 2, I have a boxing career. And that's just, to me, I feel him, but to me that's weak-minded, And that just sounds like he already conceding ground that possibly I can lose. And when you put losing into your head, ain't nothing to do but lose, Now, fear of losing is different. And how you, word things and how you say things, it's definitely a different ball game, Fear drives fighters. I remember Tyson talking about how fear drove him to want to go in there and do what he got to do and come out with the victory. But when you're thinking about losing and you already conceding losing, that's not really fear. That's already like, I know I'm going to lose. It's a possibility I can lose. And he's kind of overthinking it. But like he said, he's at peace with his position. But I just thought it was kind of, look into his mind how he was looking about it. He always said, and I'm going to back him up. He always said that I wasn't scared to let my Olu go. He was screaming that in the beginning, and I believe he still lives by that moniker at least. And probably no more one-time McClails for life. But I really think he's not afraid to lose, and that's not a bad mindset to have. But when you already premeditated, you already thinking about, I could lose, I'm probably going to lose to these guys. It ain't nothing to be number 2 to Earl Spence. To me, that's just, amongst with everything else he said, and when you kind of gather it together, I know I'm all over the board here, it just seems to me like he already conceded losing, Like, I don't like that. I don't like the way he said it. And, it's one thing for me to tell you guys, like I said, click the link, watch the interview. If I forget it, put it in there. But you have to look at how a guy carries himself, how he says it, his body mannerism, and all that other stuff. And to me, he might already be a defeated guy. I think he knows that Earl Spence is a problem, like we already know. And I think he already kind of conceded in his head, like, I'm going to be number 2 to this guy. And the way he was talking about Crawford, he doesn't speak Earl Spence in the same way. And maybe because Crawford is moving up in weight. And it's a lot of unknowns. And real boxers know that. And fans seem not to know that. Thinks everything's going to translate. But, he's a little bit different with Earl Spence. And now you hear the doubt. Now he said, I'm not as hungry. Now he says, I don't care about being number 2. All these things just lead me to believe that, I don't know, man. I still rolling with dog. I still like him and Earl Spence in the fight. And I still think it's a pick 'em fight. But, what he's saying, maybe it's just for the show. But what he's saying, maybe he's being bluntly honest. And I commend people for being bluntly honest. And, he said it's going to happen. It's going to happen. When the fight happens, we'll see the overall results. And just watch the interview. Let me know what y'all think. And, we gone.